traditional banking system has always been a scam. For too long, we trusted people with no honor. Fractional reserves? What a joke. The banks will fall. But us little guys will rise, because we have a way out of this mess. It's time for Plan B.
GM, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, taking a look at a market update, we're going to have a look at Arbitrum, Rollbit, and a few other things. And are we back in a bullish posturing yet again? Bitcoin above $28,000 as we film here. A bit of a pop over the last few hours. Now, if you're new here, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, and let's get this party started. So looking at the chart here, as you can see from this red box, we are back into this territory, which is the range highs. Around 28.8 was the previous wick high, and this is around weekly resistances as well. So there's a bit of bullishness entering the timeline once again, but we are at resistance. So until we break through that kind of 28.8, 28.9, dare we say $29,000, we are still kind of capped in this region. But the next monthly resistance is the yellow line at around 33, 34K. So that is the area I'll be looking towards with bullish continuation here. If you look at the monthly chart that is on screen, the monthly is set to close in the next couple of days, and it is one big bullish engulfing candle, which is obviously good. And so that next monthly resistance, 33, 34, would be the ideal next target. So quick recap, this week we've just shrugged off the CFTC FUD and the biggest exchange getting sued potentially. Then we've had a full retrace of that FUD. We've also shrugged off the likes of FTX, DCG, and the USDC DPEG. So Salsa Tequila says, the sooner you realize this is a raging bull market in the making, asterisk making, the better you'll be. And he says he's not being sarcastic here. So people are getting very bullish. I am bullish. There's no reason to not be bullish on Bitcoin when banks are failing and there is no other system. And you're seeing headlines from the Europeans. Over at the ECB, the Bank of Japan, talking openly now about implementing a CBDC. It's probably going to come here quicker than we all would like or expect. And so you're going to have to get out of that system if you don't want to have all your transactions known to some centralized entity. Maybe they'll sell you one day, you can't have another beer, stop your card at the bar. Pretty scary times, to be honest with you. Then if we look at Bitcoin's dominance here, BTC dominance on the market, it started to chop here. So as you can see, it's kind of consolidating, which if Bitcoin is to go up here and this does consolidate, that means altcoins are along for the ride for the move up, which is very good. And I'm sure a lot of us will be very happy with that. As you can see, this is a previous box of resistance at around 47, 48.5% for Bitcoin dominance. Kind of do expect this to come down over time due to the fact there's hundreds of altcoins getting added to this space each and every week. So kind of an uphill battle for Bitcoin dominance, but nonetheless, what we have seen is a sell-off in BTC pairs, but now that seems to be stagnating here. So this was the previous dipperoo. That was the dip from the FOMC press conference where for some reason this was interpreted in a bearish stance, but I think Jerome is done with rate hikes and we will either pause or cut at the next one. Then of course we have this from around 28K we dropped to around just under 27, 26 and something due to the Binance FUD from the CFTC, and then we've just Dalai Lamaed it back up and to the right here. So Bitcoin looking rather strong and the crypto market going along with it. Crypto Noodle also posted some more bullishness. You can't think of a more bear catalyst than the US government agencies suing the world's largest crypto exchange, yet Bitcoin is still pumping. So the mantra goes, they say buy when bad news no longer drops the price. But what do you do when bad news actually pumps the price? Do you understand the gravity of this situation? Now, there's a few factors into this. The first one being there is bullishness on the horizon from the east. Hong Kong crypto firms seeing interest from the Chinese banks. Several Chinese banks have been seeking to offer services to crypto firms in Hong Kong, despite a ban on crypto in the Chinese mainland. So we're seeing a move from the West to try and ban and suppress crypto action. And then in the East, they're trying to embrace it here. So an interesting quote here from Julia Penn, head of banking relations at the Hong Kong-based crypto trading platform called OSL. She says her firm is welcoming the growing interest from Chinese banks in engaging with the regulated crypto industry, and the development is encouraging for both the industry and the broader ecosystem, as it demonstrates a maturing understanding of the crypto sector by traditional financial institutions out in China. It seems the West is going to be losing out on this race and the East is fully embracing it. So do with that information as you will. There's also this growing narrative around screw anything that the American authorities are trying to suppress. So we have the likes of Bitcoin, the likes of Binance, both doing well today. And then we have XRP as well, with of course their case against the SEC. This is just totally ripping up. And I thought this actual caption pretty much summarizes sentiment. James Rule posted this, "Go F yourself. Gary, XRP getting absolutely sent here." And it's worth noting that Ripple in general is kind of like catnip to the general normies in the crypto industry. And so if Ripple really starts to pump, price typically is the best marketing for any cryptocurrency. So if this starts to do the rounds, we could see a bit of follow through with investors coming back to the markets. But this will be the chart of truth for that, the total stablecoins by market cap. There is a net drainage of liquidity yet again this week, but the TVL has ticked up here a few $billion, 74.5 to 77. So that could be leverage in the system, more so than any new arrivals and new funds coming in. So that is something to be wary of. And until we see this going positive, we can't really call this new bull market territory. We need more money coming in and pumping up and inflating the balloon once again. A quick segue for today's sponsor, CoinTracking.info. If you need to do your crypto taxes this tax season, definitely check these guys out. Their plans are second to none in terms of the granularity and detail you can plug into these things. If you want to do last in, first out for your assets, or you can do different methods of calculation, this is where you can do it most easily, much better than Coinly I have personally found. And with a link down below, I can get you 10% off your plans, and you can even do a lifetime plan with these guys as well. And effectively it works out at around 3 years worth of subscription in one lifetime package. And so after the 4th year, you are making your money back. So if that is interesting to you and you expect you're going to be in the crypto industry for decades to come, a bit of a no-brainer. Check them out, link down below, 10% off. So areas of interest in the market right now, of course, Arbitrum has to be one of them. So Avocado Toast posted this earlier. A lot of the ecosystem tokens ran up 2 or 3x, but now they've had huge retraces to them, but they are to be distributed a load of ARB tokens, which could be used for liquidity incentivization and other means. They're still going to receive their tokens, he says, even though they have sold off. So the distribution hasn't even begun in terms of the protocols getting these tokens out there. Here's a decent list though. TreasureDAO has over 8 million ARB tokens, the same as GMX. You have the likes of DopeX, 3.8 million, Radiant, 3.3 million ARB. Balancer, Protocol, Guild, Cap Finance around 3 million apiece, Vesta 2.7 mil, Plutus DAO 2.7 mil, and their market cap's only like 12 mil. Crazy stuff. So I think there's still opportunity in the Arbitrum ecosystem. They've started to be repriced a little bit today, a bit of a pump across the board here, but most things are up today. However, if you look at the 7-day chart for these, most of these are still down quite bad, as we did run up into the Arbitrum airdrop, and it did actually turn out into be a bit of a sell the news event. All that money flew in too early. You could see that on the charts. Everything ripped up into the event, and then the event happened, and it seemed that the ARB token kind of sucked liquidity out of the market there. But the fundamental move of these DAOs getting ARB tokens was the play, I believe, for most people getting into these in the first place, and they haven't even started distributing. So definitely worth having a look at the Arbitrum ecosystem, probably some big gainers to be made in there. And then talking about fear and FOMO, you want to buy when there is fear around a price, and FOMO is when you want to typically avoid making a bid, as you get wrecked 9 times out of 10. So box number 1 here on the Rollbit coin, which I have bought some more of today as part of my averaging into a large position in this coin, as I do think it will do very well. Did a video on Rollbit previously. If you go and check that out, you'll probably see why. hell of a casino. But we had FOMO back here at around 5, 6. I think it even went up to 7 cents on a wick there. That was just around a month ago. And now we've come down, retraced a load of the gains, and around 2 cents. This is back in late January territory was the last time we were at these prices for a sustained period. Now you have a bit of fear in the market, people calling Gainsey a scammer on Twitter, as he's been notoriously promoting Rollbit like a madman, to be fair. But overall, you want to be buying when there is fear and selling in the FOMO, not vice versa. So no one's really talking about the coin right now, but I have made a purchase because look at the price here. Looks pretty bottomed in my opinion, even with the market ripping up here, still pretty flat on the day. Then last but not least, we're talking about Stacks STX. Once again, ripping face here. Another one I will look to trade is Riff. Started to place some bids on this one, as this is kind of the yin to the yang of Stacks. Stacks gone up 15, 16, 17% today. Riff is only up around 5%, and it does typically follow. If you want to trade on Binance, also a link in the description for you guys. But if we do start to see a bigger breakout from BTC, expect some of these altcoins to really start moving and the rotation game of musical chairs to be alive and well yet again. So leaving things off here, Bitcoin at 28,290 US dollars does have a strong narrative. Banks collapsing still. Some of the stock prices I've seen today are incredible. And those with lots of US dollars, rich individuals will be looking to hedge their bets and allocating more to the crypto ecosystem, mainly via BTC. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.